Alright guys, I'm going to try this again, popping back in to attempt to continue my thoughts on the Dr. Umar Johnson interview with the Breakfast Club. The first video that I uploaded, something happened during the upload, it froze, so I'm starting over. Alright, so as I was saying, there were some things with Dr. Umar's interview that were problematic to me, that stood out, that smoked him out in my opinion as a leftist, as a Marxist, as someone who was contradicting himself several times, even hypocritical in some areas. And so I just wanted to point those things out for those that, who are enamored with him talking black to us and don't pick up on these things because we're just so, enamored in his eloquence and in his pro-blackness and ability to talk black. I mean, Charlemagne even said, talk black to me, Umar. And we, as a community, we love that. The inferiority complex that slavery has left upon us is constantly being reinforced by Umar Johnson and, his other black consciousness, race hustling, on the speaking circuit, folks, are constantly reinforcing that inferiority complex. And ignorant people like Charlemagne the God who, continue to promote and give these people platforms and give them credibility by featuring them are problematic. And so I just want to share some of the things that stuck out to me. All right, so the first problem that I had with Dr. Umar Johnson, and that showed a contradiction to his pro-black thought, pro-family thought, was the 5 things that he named as major problems facing Black America. And he named mass incarceration, he named miseducation, gentrification, access to wealth, and police genocide. Now the first 3 make sense. I can rock with the first 3 as a discussion, as some points to address. However, the last 2 smoke him out as, to me, unbeknownst to him and to his own chagrin, as an operative of the Democratic Party. He's regurgitating their talking points, whether he knows it or not. However, I believe this man is a socio-psychological manipulator with a personal agenda, and he is working his audience. He knows, again, how to talk black to us and what will get a rise out of us. Okay? And he knows what is politically motivating for black people, and things like police genocide, as the Democrats have taught black people since the 1960s to believe is one of the major problems affecting our existence in America. He knows that we think that is credible. But the data does not suggest that. Not in the 21st century. This is not post-Reconstruction. This is not Jim Crow that we're talking about. We're now in the 21st century. Police is not the biggest problem in Black America. And for him to suggest that police genocide is our biggest problem in America and not genocide as it relates to us killing ourselves, a la abortion, as well as black on black crime, which is anathema for us to talk about. Okay? Which again smokes out who he's really listening to, who has really informed his worldview. Okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, this whole access to wealth thing. You live in America. You have all the access to wealth that you need, as expressed by your little pandering to Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Tyler Perry. Giving them a little praise. And then, on the back end, giving suggestions and your ideas of how they can help foot soldiers like yourself, since they're the wealthy financiers who don't need to be on the front line, but just need to take their money and fund, the foot soldiers like you who are out here doing the real work, but don't have any tangibles. Which brings me to my second point is, where are your students, Mr. Umar? You say that you are a child psychologist. You got these child certifications, certificates and things. You are a principal of a school. You a school counselor and all this. So you clearly have access to kids. So where are your students? Where is that pilot group of 5 to 10 kids that you have proven your school concept with, such that parents would be all over the country saying, "Here, Umar, take my money. Case in point, an example. Brother Jason Wilson, please look him up. The Cave of Adullam. He is out of Detroit, Michigan. For over 10 years, this man has been putting in sweat equity, putting his own skin in the game, creating a program to strengthen black boys, okay, particularly those who don't have fathers. He's created a awesome self-determination, self-discipline program that is also coupled with academics in terms of making certain that they are keeping up with their grades as they are getting emotionally trained, mentally trained, as well as physically trained. It's called the Cave of Adullam, and I think one of the URLs is Saving Our Boys. Okay, this man has worked for years, quietly. Now all of a sudden, exploded. Okay, parents all over the country, when they saw him with his kids, his pilot group of kids, getting results for them, parents was like, bring this to my city, take my money. Now the guy has a building. People are donating furniture, donating everything he needs left and right to him. He's online showing checks that people are giving him thousands of dollars. You can go to any of his social media and see him working with kids and seeing the results. Not to mention that he's written an awesome book, you know, in keeping with his vision of saving black boys and encouraging black men to emotional and mental health. Okay? Where is your tangibles, Mr. Umar? And furthermore, what are you doing? You talk about, I want the Democrats, they need to show me a plan. Show me a plan. Well, I would like to know, what is your plan to increase your personal income such that you can invest in your own vision and invest in your own buildings if nobody else is doing it? Again, where are the students? That's a tell sign. Nobody's asking that question. They're enamored with you talking black to them. The next problem I had with him was, this whole race loyal ideology that he and all these other black consciousness race pimps love to purport. That's the hallmark of their business model or their talking points. Okay, they have to guilt black people into this idea of race loyalty as the end all be all. Okay, let's get together, collective economics so that we can pool our money together and do like the Jews and do like the Italians and do like the Asians. These people are working together insofar as they have the same values. And that's one thing that's missing. Shout out to Voss Cornerstone of Grow the Heck Up, who has a whole litany of videos talking about the nuclear family being the glue here in communities, and then consequently families with the same values need to stick together and do business and other things. In other words, it's values, it's morals, it's worldviews that bring people together. And you see that all over. That's happening in your personal life. You got family members that share your same skin color, but you don't rock with because you don't have the same values, morals, or worldview. You guys are looking at two different horizons. You guys have two sets of priorities. You can't have long conversations with them because they're talking about, small things and you trying to, level up on ideas. So if families can't even stick together because we more than skin color, we're blood, because our values and so forth separate us. How in the world are you going to have black people getting together just because we black? How is that working for us? Drop down in the comments if you have been a privy or party to black collective economics and try to participate in that. You have walked away either frustrated, broke, disgusted, disillusioned, upset. It doesn't work. And you're foolish if you're trying to come together around skin color. All these other races and things that you're talking about, they're coming together because they share values. That's how it works. All white people aren't getting along either. All Asian people aren't getting along either. And you're foolish to continue to think this way. So don't let him fool you. And then lastly, this whole thing with Kanye, throwing him under the bus. Umar knows, that's how I know he's also very politically correct. He knows who to come for. And he knows he's not going to get any money from Beyonce, Jay-Z, or whatever if he's if he's on the wrong side of the cultural discussion, which is to be against Kanye and Donald Trump, who got tangibles, by the way, on prison reform, not Jay-Z and Meek Mill.